This hearty tortellini soup is loaded with Italian sausage, cheesy tortellini, and plenty of fresh vegetables. You can make this single serving soup in just 30 minutes. Hi, I'm Joni from One Dish Kitchen, your #1 source for single serving recipes. Let me show you how to make it. This soup cooks pretty quickly, so let's prep all of our ingredients before we get started. You'll need 1/2 cup of chopped onions and 1 clove of minced garlic. We'll also be using some chopped tomatoes. I find that 1 medium Roma tomato or plum tomato is the perfect size for this soup, but really just about any variety of tomato will work, and when chopped, it's about 1/2 cup. You'll also need fresh spinach. I like to use about a handful of spinach, and when chopped, it should be about 1/2 cup. You don't have to be too precise with the spinach. A little more is definitely okay. And since we're gathering all of our ingredients together, we'll put aside 2 ounces or about 3/4 cup of fresh cheese tortellini. Now let's get started with our soup. In a 2-quart saucepan over medium heat, add 1/2 tablespoon of olive oil and heat it for about 30 seconds. Now add 4 ounces of Italian sausage and cook, stirring frequently until browned, about 5 to 7 minutes. If you want to spice up the soup, use spicy Italian sausage. Add the chopped onions to the pan and cook, stirring frequently until the onions have softened, about 2 minutes. Next, add the garlic along with 1/8 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper, stirring occasionally for about 1 minute. Add 1 cup of chicken broth. I like using low sodium broth because you can better control the amount of sodium in the soup. Add the tomatoes into the pan and bring to a boil. Once the soup starts to boil, reduce the heat to low and simmer for 10 minutes. This soup is very easy to customize. At this point in the cooking process, you can add in additional vegetables if you'd like a handful of green beans, 1/4 cup of drained and rinsed kidney beans, or chopped zucchini. Just know that if you add more vegetables, you may need to add more broth to thin the soup. Now we'll add the cheese tortellini and let the soup simmer for 3 to 5 minutes or until the tortellini is tender. I use fresh tortellini because it takes just minutes to cook. Fresh tortellini can be found in the refrigerated section of most supermarkets. You can also use frozen tortellini or dried tortellini instead. These types will take a little more time to cook, so just be sure to adjust your cooking time based on the package instructions. Now we'll add the chopped spinach. You can also use arugula instead of spinach or leave the spinach out altogether. So stir in the chopped spinach along with 2 tablespoons of heavy cream and bring the soup to a simmer. Cook for 2 minutes. Pour into a bowl. If you'd like, you can top the soup with some fresh shredded Parmesan cheese. If you have any ingredients left over from this recipe, be sure to check out our tortellini soup recipe page on our website, where we list ways to use up leftover ingredients. The link is in the description below. Be sure to check out these great videos and click below to like and subscribe. And please visit onedishkitchen.com, where we have hundreds of single serving recipes. At One Dish Kitchen, cooking for one is all we do. Bye for now.